Hey, you're on Instagram Live and you're listening to Sleep Apnea Monthly. Episode 3 of Strong and Petty. Welcome back, boys.
Back
at it again, yep.
We're back like we never left.
I changed my clothes this time.
There you go.
Yeah. I might not have. I don't know.
No?
I got a stack of black t-shirts, a stack of gray t-shirts, and I just grab the top one every morning. So I might wear the same one every episode.
These sweats, the inside are still covered in this tacky from the stones that I did yesterday when I put them back over my legs.
So's my door. So's my door handle.
Yeah, probably.
I got a mustard stain.
Nice.
My good jeans for Danielle just found these for me.
His wedding jeans.
Lace up your chucks and pull up your panties. You're listening to Strong and Petty with Devin, Dave, and Tyler.
Yeah.
I'll be 100% honest. Tacky might be one of the top 3 reasons why I didn't continue with Strongman.
It's been one of those things where, like, lately I've just been like, fuck you. Like, I'm just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I just commit to it every fucking time. And I don't ever play the game where it's like, I could probably do this without tacky. I'm just like, fuck this. I'm doing it. And, like, I have to commit to it. And, like, I mean, I've got, it's, and I have clothes where I'm like, these are.
You have your tacky clothes.
I commit these clothes to the fucking stones, and they're not gonna, and they'll never be worn anywhere else again. And they just eventually they just like get shredded off my body, and that's it. But that was like the last bridge for me to cross to being like, all right, I'm all in on the strongman thing. Where it's like I'm gonna do tacky every time.
It's funny. I was a walking contradiction because I hated tacky, but I hated the sleeves that guys wore that they put tacky on even more.
Right. Well, Rainer showed me this trick where it's just like it's just hockey tape, but you just use it really. Use a fucking whole roll for your arms, but it's way better. You don't have to wash your whole forearms. You don't lose all your arm hair to all the tacky, and then you don't have to pay $300 for a pair of leather gauntlets to look like an asshole.
I hated those.
I don't so much.
Every new training partner I've had that comes to Strongman, I've made them do stones without tacky for the first time, like as initiation.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to bleed and get the swelling and the bruising.
The thing is, if you have like a 200 stone, you don't need tacky.
No.
Just
well, they were doing over 300 yesterday before I showed up because he forgot his tacky.
Forgot my tacky.
And then I rolled in. I'm like, no, guys, I have tacky. Well, it was in the house. I made the wife bring it.
Yeah, but he's like, oh yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, he's like, I'll get it. And he's like, sits down. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, Danielle's bringing it. And I was like, fuck, she didn't have to do that. Like, I didn't want her to come.
My tacky inside. Yeah, I'm like, just run over to the gym quick. Oh, okay.
I imagine you make your own tacky.
No,
you have like a tapped tree in your
I should.
If anyone makes his own.
Yeah.
So this is like our second time getting together for a little like peek behind the curtain. We did 2 episodes in one sitting last time. So this is kind of our first time sitting together since we've seen the response that we've gotten for these last couple of episodes. So like without getting too much into that, like thanks to everybody who's taking the time to share it and sit and watch it and listen to it or whatever it's been. I mean, I wasn't expecting that much of a reaction from people, so it's really
not in our first 2 episodes.
No, not a chance. I wasn't expecting that.
It's been really pleasant and really surprising. So just thanks to everybody who did that, and just keep doing that. I guess would be the best advice that I could offer somebody. Keep sharing our podcast.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was at church. I didn't go today, but I was at church last
Sunday. You didn't go today?
I know. I guess telling you it's tough times.
You're going there after this.
Well, struck by lightning.
Yeah. Well, hey, there's still church in my shop at 6. I can make it for that.
Good.
But an old youth leader in my back when I was a kid, and he's his mid-50s and late 50s, comes up to me, no church, Devin, listen to your podcast. Loved it. I'm like, all right, man. I was expecting anybody at church to come up to me and be like, hey,
even the churchgoers, man.
Yeah. Wait till he hears about the mustard on your jeans.
Yeah, I can't believe the wife couldn't get that out. That pisses me.
I had people
Someone's getting screamed at tonight.
She's gonna get
people that I wouldn't have expected were approaching me and saying, hey, I really enjoyed that. And so thanks to everybody who shared it and watched it and listened to it.
It means a lot, and it's one of those things that this is a passion project for us. You know what I mean? It's not a job. We're taking time out of the weekend and helping buddies out like this. It costs you nothing to follow and like, even if you don't listen,
even if you don't like us,
support. You guys have your gyms, and this is great exposure for your guys' gyms. Just to click like or subscribe on YouTube or whatever. Thank you guys so much for doing that and keep doing that.
What the hell are you eating?
Dates.
I like that. Yeah. Tyler's trying to have a good poo tonight.
It's a high carb day today.
It's a high carb. That's how you do it, eh?
Yeah.
That's why I never made it.
This is how strongman and powerlifting has changed.
Yeah.
Dates is high carb day.
Yeah.
Used to be Little Caesars.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about folding a pizza in 4 ways. The other episode, now you're on dates.
Yeah.
I've grown.
Yeah, it's amazing what 2 weeks can do.
Speaking of strongman stuff, so this comes out on Tuesday. So this coming Saturday, we have our first full show of the competitive season.
What's the date?
Manitoba.
Depends on when the show comes
April
out.
1st.
April 1st.
Okay.
So it should be still the weekend after this.
Okay.
We have our first full competition, although it's our novice one that's held at Devin's gym. This is the second year that we're doing that one. And we have like 34 people signed up.
34 people. That's
Yeah.
it's our,
Wow.
Dude, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with the space. Like I've got what 2,800 square feet in my gym. I got to fit 34 athletes, all the helpers, you guys, your gym, all our helpers are coming out. And then I keep getting people messaging me, is there entrance fee to come watch one? I don't
There is now.
Absolutely, yeah. If you ask, there is.
Yeah. So they're all coming out. So I don't know. You guys said you come early. We're gonna clean up some space, but
set up and everything.
that is the biggest turnout we've had.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, and that's kind of what I wanted to.
I think there's
touch on a little bit.
10 women and 24 men, if I'm correct.
Yeah. There's definitely obviously there's going to be the stronger turnout from the guys, but I am happy with how many women we've been getting to this year, which is was pretty stagnant for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have 4 women in my gym this year where it's going to be their first time competing as strong women this season,
Nice.
which I'm pretty content with that. I'd like to see more, obviously, always, but I'm pretty happy with that still. And it's easy to get the guys to come out and try it. Like I just tell the guys in my gym.
You bully them. Same way I got half
the
the guys I trained in powerlifting into powerlifting.
Yeah.
You just bully them into doing it.
I told them that they're going to try it, and they're trying it, and they'll probably never do it again, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that we can keep like a retention of 50%.
Yeah.
So that we can have some people signed up for our next like the non-novice, the bigger ones, the ones that are
The sanction shows.
the ones that matter a little more in the long run, obviously.
Well, since we're hosting nationals this year in Manitoba, which will come up more than once in this podcast, we need people to get into the sanction shows.
Yeah.
We've got a list of shows planned for Manitoba. I'm involved myself in 9 shows this year between Magnus Classic, Deadlift for Dreams, and nationals. I have 9 events.
All
I'm
the
gonna put
SEC
on.
shows.
Yeah, all the
Manitoba
Strongest
Strongest
shows.
Man and
Yeah,
Manitoba
CSCL
Strongest
shows.
Woman that we're going to be trying this year, and
Yeah, we've got a ton of shows booked.
I'm going to fucking lose my mind if these women don't sign up for this Manitoba Strongest Woman show. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. We're promoting a show with a bunch of money to make Manitoba Strongest Women show.
I'm doing it. I'm just thinking about how much I want to get into this right now, but I'm doing it because we obviously want to have a Manitoba Strongest Woman. It's really important to us, and it's important that we have the women have a place to compete in everything too. But last year I received some messages from a gym out in this guy's area. We'll call it C Steinbach. No, that's too obvious. We'll call it CrossFit S. And they reached out to me and they were upset that there was no women's division in the Manitoba Strongest Man. And I said, hey, listen, from an outsider's perspective, I can understand why that would be. It would seem like we're just leaving people out, but that's not. We have 5 active women in Manitoba right now.
Yeah.
And we have 4 times they can compete this season, and it's just being spread too thin. We just couldn't do it. And they just didn't seem to understand it. They didn't want to understand it. And I was like, well, here's something. They were like, there's no opportunity for women to want to join if they can't see a place to sign up or whatever. I was like, yeah, fair enough. I was like, well, I have Alison Lockhart coming in, who's one of the best women competitors, probably the best competitors in Canadian history coming in.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I said I'll give 2 free passes to anybody from your gym, any young women who want to come and check something out. Just get them started. Tell them that there's something going on they can go to. And of course, they never even responded to that.
Of course.
But that's kind of the thing that I wanted to touch on a little bit is the idea of getting people involved in these sports, in these niche sports that we do, powerlifting, strongman, we don't do it, but weightlifting and CrossFit and all that stuff. I think CrossFit has an easier time than anybody else. But the idea of getting people involved in these sports is it's so much fucking easier said than done.
Yeah.
It seems like it's something that's just we'll just do it more and get more women out and blah, blah, blah. Getting 4 women together to do this competition was it felt like a gift from fucking God to be able to say that we have 4 women that are signing up for this who are eager and want to compete. And they're not my girlfriend, or they're not another lifter's girlfriend. You know what I mean? There's somebody who wants to actually do it. So anyway, I'm just...
Well, I've hosted a lot of shows, and the women's division is always very... What do we get? 3, 4, but they're all in different weight classes too.
And the women that we have are fucking dedicated.
Oh, yeah,
great. You said Mom Loli earlier. She's somebody who's she does every fucking show. She's the only woman in her weight class always.
Yeah.
But she goes there and tries to beat her own numbers.
put in years.
We have about 4 or 5 we got Mara in here, Jocelyn, Mom Loli, and a couple other ones that are...
Don't get into listing because we're going to forget somebody and then we're going to feel bad.
If I forget, but we have like some that are dedicated year in and year out, which is nice. But growing it on the female side, I'm finding is very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult. I'm trying in my gym, and I'm not having much success. I don't even have one person entering, actually, the novice show, and I'm hosting it.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Oh, no, I do. Gerald. I got my buddy Gerald.
I think two problems trying to attract women. One is...
The Beakley story. Problems trying to attract women.
Yeah, how is it?
Story of my life.
Is it a struggle? Yeah.
The whole show up and smile thing.
Have you thought about blind dating? Yeah. Like dating people who are blind, I mean.
See, I'm more into speed dating. I show up and they leave.
Well, I've heard just everything with you is fast.
The quickness.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant by speed dating.
But everyone wants to be successful right away.
Yes.
And you can't do that in strength sports.
I had this conversation with a guy today.
Yeah.
Who he'll listen to podcasts anyways, but approached me coach. He's like, I'm not going to compete this year. I want to build up some strength first. And I sent it back. I said, hey, your first year isn't about how strong you are. Your first year is literally about gaining experience in the sport, getting experience in the events, getting it
like
familiar with it.
Learning how to compete.
And learning the community and learning how to compete.
Bad comps.
Yep.
And learn what the day is like.
Yeah. So sounds like maybe he'll do some this year, but it's just, and everybody has that fear. I'm not strong enough yet. Well, you're not Mitchell Hooper who just walks in the scene and somehow makes it to Worlds.
Yeah.
Obviously he was an animal before that, but at this level in amateur, it's just about getting experience.
Yeah.
People say that about joining my gym. They're like, I'd like to join your gym, but I'm just not strong enough yet.
We used to have that, whether it was McDowell Performance Systems or McDowell's Gym, where it's like, I want to train and get in shape before I come see you. And you're like, that's literally what we do for people.
I want to try your restaurant, but I'm just so fucking hungry. I couldn't possibly, I have to get some food in me first.
I'm not ready for that caliber of food.
What are you talking about? Like,
I haven't cleansed my palate enough today to try your foods.
So weird.
And then the second is that I don't think you when you see strongman on TV or on clips on Instagram or wherever you see your clips, is that you see the best of the best.
Yeah.
So women see that and they're like, well, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But you don't see enough of the people who are doing regular everyday people.
Just showing up and doing it.
Yeah, they see the Melissa Peacocks of the world, like those who have excelled in sport. They're phenomenal, but they're great advocates as well. But they're like, I'm a little intimidated yet.
Yeah.
And I was there too. I did the same, right? Like I've done the same. I know I'm not going to win, so do I bother going? Well, someone's got to be a loser.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah. You're probably the biggest loser I know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But and with the whole thing though, like the idea of like getting people involved and stuff, like that's, I mean, like I said, it's harder than it seems. I think that we can all attest to like from having tried to do that.
Because it's a niche sport too.
For sure. And it's like, it's intimidating. It's like seen as a male thing. It's, like it's whatever. But to the point that I was making before too, with like the gym that was talking to me about that stuff, where it's like, how many female athletes have you produced? Like how many female athletes are signing up this year? That was last year. So how many are signing up this year? Because you're fired up now and you want to get some people involved in the sport. Fucking none.
Yeah.
So until your gym, your other coaches, whoever it might be, until you make it part of your culture to help grow something and get bigger, other people are doing around you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and
100%.
don't worry about what other people are doing, because if you want to message me and I'll explain to you exactly the logistical reasons of why we can't have a women's counterpart show to every male counterpart show, I will explain it to you. But if you just want to fucking complain, which I think was the case here, I don't want to hear it. Like
You're on fire today.
Yeah, like I just
a good one.
I just don't give a fuck
What the hell's in those dates?
Because I want to hear constructive criticism where someone reaches out to me and says, "Hey, if you guys did this thing that might help to attract more women from our gym or whatever."
Yeah.
Great, that's something that I can try to implement.
Yeah.
If they're just like, "You guys should be trying harder," fuck you.
Yeah.
You try harder, because I am trying fucking hard. And
Is Bubbly sponsoring us or turn that shit around?
Yeah, and you know what? If that's the case for you, and your gitch is all in a knot because of this, put on your own show. See how easy it is.
That's ultimately what it is.
I dare you to do it.
Man, I've had that. Yeah, I mean,
lose the money.
Tyler's heard my rants on that.
Yeah.
Everybody always messages me about putting on more shows. Why don't you put more shows? We should do this show. We should do that show. I'm like, you know how many fucking thousands of dollars I spent every year putting on strongman shows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm well over 10 to 15,000.
hours.
I'm probably over 15,000 just strongman equipment I built in the last 3 years out of my pocket. I helped at the Gimli
And
show
that's just
last
money.
year. That's my
Not to
personal money.
mention time,
The
which
fuel,
is also worth money.
I bought an enclosed trailer to haul this shit. That was another 10 grand. The fuel, the Magnus show, I'd helped Magnus last year, and I love that show. That was $3 grand that cost me in my pocket to help him put on the show. I got nothing. I got the farmers I got to keep. But I would say a strongman season costs me at least 8 to 10 grand out of my pocket every year. My gym, I have 80 people in my gym. It doesn't pay the bills for me to promote strongman.
Yeah. I
don't make a dime off any show. Last year, I took $500 from one show to start preparing equipment from guys dropping it. And that is the only money I've ever taken. Yeah, like I said, my equipment's getting beat to shit from like guys failing on their log and dropping 300 pounds in the concrete.
Bombs.
Yeah. And I've ranted to Tyler about this numerous times, but everyone's like, put on more shows. Like I guess I got 9 weekends dedicated this year to strength sports. I also have a wife and 2 kids and 3 businesses that I got to support. And we got a cabin. The wife's like, we got to do stuff. I'm like,
and a sister-in-law.
And a sister-in-law, yeah. I got a sister-in-law that support. Oh, man. It's just horrible. And this fucking thing,
Yeah, now you got a shitty podcast you got to do. And
yeah.
By the way, Devin, we need new mics.
Hey,
Ones that don't pick up heavy breathing.
we need a new space.
I was on Thursday or Friday, me and Burton were messaging, and I'm like, I'll go buy the mics. Oh, shit, my wife's going to hear this. I'm like, I'll go buy the mics right now if we need new mics. Like, I looked online. I'm like, no, they got these in stock because I can get them ready for Sunday. And he talked me down, Burton. He's like, you calm down a bit. You're a spur of the moment guy.
It's funny, in the group chat.
You'll never have that conversation with me. Don't worry.
Oh my God, it's $2 grand, no, man. Like, let's just do it. Let's get it done, man. Like, I'm
You sent that building that's for sale. And part of me laughed, and part of me is like, you're the only person I know that might just go and buy it.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a fully set up private club.
I mean, it wasn't crazy. I mean, like, I couldn't afford it. But,
But
the price of it
was
wasn't
reasonable.
crazy.
It was price is reasonable.
Yeah.
Great, decent location.
If it's just like a turnkey thing, sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, it was 300 grand between friends.
Before we get too far to this, I do want to say that I love every gym in the province, and I love everybody who's involved in strength sports in any way. So no beef, no issues with anybody.
You know what? I agree with you. I think, and I'll go back to the McDowell's gym days. Chris and I really tried to get along with everyone, and I feel like Winnipeg, back to that small big town mentality, there's a bit of a hornet's nest where everyone wants to compete and bring each other down.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's enough people. Why can't we all just get along and promote training?
Yeah.
And make it look good. And one of the things that happened with our first episode is that Brickhouse reshared our story.
Yeah.
And I'm friendly with Paul. I'm friendly with JT. I wouldn't say I'm friends with them, but I say hi. I chat with them. When
JT's not involved there anymore, but
okay.
not relevant. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for Paul to reshare it, that's what we need more of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's enough people to go around for all the gyms in the city. And I think one of the things that this show is going to do is I'd like to feature some of these guys and get us to all get along. And
we all secretly make fun of them when they're here.
Yeah, make fun of them,
and they don't know it.
We'll tease them for sure.
I've done a good job of that, of staying neutral, because I was a Strongman Corp rep. Tyler's with me this year, and I hear you, Tyler, buddies. I hear what he has to say about things. I hear other people message me on the Strongman Corp page, and it's all private. And what I've done is I just stay neutral. I have my feelings about what's going on, but I don't tell them what Tyler says. I don't tell Tyler what they say. I don't tell Paul what this guy says. I just don't tell anybody.
No.
And then I just keep it to myself. And if you don't
Devin's
like,
got a lot of secrets.
Yeah, I've had a lot of guys.
He's a
message.
very valuable man.
I'll get Paulie over here.
Yeah, with all the information he has.
No, but there's some guys the Strongman scene met who have problems with me and who have trash talked me a lot. And
which is fucking like that's like the ultimate like you are just a hater, because there's nothing that like I don't mean to sit here and jerk you off, but it's like there's nothing that you do that could be seen as anything besides like nice, like just good. You know what I mean? Like you help the sport, you fucking own the equipment, you have a gym that pushes people to do it. And then some people are still just like, I just don't like that guy. It's like, well, that's really on you then more than anything else.
Yeah.
Like,
so I know which guys those are because people send me messages.
We
this
all
guy's
know
talking
who they
shit,
are.
and I'm just like, so when I see the guy next to him, I just make sure I'm super nice, and I crack a couple like quiet jokes that he does not quite sure why I'm cracking them, but they're about him. I just find it funny, but it's just my way of staying neutral because there's enough drama in the sport and bullshit. I don't need any part of that shit. I'm in the country. That's good there.
Yeah, it's particularly funny with you because you're not
Trifle.
a threat to any city gyms.
No shit, no.
Like someone's not going to lose a client to you.
If they lose a client to me to drive an hour to my gym, then their gym must really suck.
You really messed up.
Yeah, they're brutal.
Yeah.
Dan drives an hour and 15 minutes to my gym every day.
Well, if he ever drives 2 hours and 15
But
minutes, you know why?
That guy's not a human being, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. When he was born, he ate the shell that he crawled out of and then ate his siblings before they hatched.
Yeah, I seen him yesterday. Speaking of eating, you guys, I did bring a trifle.
Saw that.
Since you've never had trifle. We will put it on the table yet. I don't know if we want to eat it during the podcast. You'll hear a bunch of
it's bad enough without breathing. We don't need
this guy's eating dates over here doing them.
Trying to suck whatever juice is left in them. Heavy breathing on the last couple of episodes. So.
Yeah, but that is here.
We'll definitely be
couple of things actually. I got these glasses made for you guys. I was pretty excited. I was surprised today.
Yeah, they're very nice.
My buddy Cass printed these out from where I am.
Yeah.
I love these things. And then Supplement King gave us these insulated mugs. He supports all our stuff landing out there. Supplement King.
Big L.
So he does all mine and Tyler shows. He supports. Donate stuff, so he's been a big supporter of us. So
I've never seen this before.
No, those are cool. Yeah. And if just like whatever, go wherever you want to go to buy your supplements and stuff. But do keep in mind that Supplement King is like on the ground floor with us. Like they are the first person that reaches out to us about sponsoring stuff.
Yes.
They're the first people that give us stuff, prizes and shit to give away. And they're if you are involved in strength sports in Manitoba, you really should consider patronizing them because they give a shit a lot more than some other brands do.
And these are insulated. And since you're trying to clean bulk, I've heard this new trend, Tyler, about drinking breast milk.
God.
I don't know if you've seen that, but there's a list of bodybuilders who do it. And that right there would be great for you to sip on.
I mean, I'd prefer to go right from the source, to be honest with you, but I guess I could try that, though. I'd put suck a nice tit if I'm going to do that.
I don't know if you know, but milk only produces after you have babies, Tyler. So if that's on
it's not a big deal.
If that's what you're looking for.
It's one of those things. Well, their prices are too expensive there, but they're local and support local.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's the same as fucking.
Supplement King shirt. The name of the franchise, but it's. I know the guy. He's from. He's from
Dominion.
From
City,
where you are. Jan Seed there.
Yeah.
So it's a local guy. So he bought a franchise, but he's still a local business, and he supports everything I've done since he opened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big supporter, and actually sell his supplements at my gym too. But he's been really good to me. So give him a shot.
I always find it funny. People have Under Armour shirt and Adidas shorts and Nike shoes. But then they're like, supplements are too expensive from this local company, so I'm going to go to that other one that everyone shops at. And I don't want to bash them because they're huge.
Yeah, they're fine too. We can do no damage to them, so don't worry about that. They're fine.
But and then the second part of that is worrying about the money you spend on stuff that you put in your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll buy 4 Red Bulls a day, but they're not going to spend.
That's true too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And lots of guys don't. I'm going back to the math side of things. Lots of guys don't do cost per meal when they buy stuff. They'll spend Red Bull, but they won't take a protein. Buy a 5-pound tub of protein, which is like $1.50 a meal, instead of the $3.50 that just slammed a Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
Devin Penner, Mr. Autistic when it comes to money.
Pisses me off, man.
Let me rattle off why this actually isn't a good deal for you.
These guys they ain't that smart. I guess that's why they're doing strongman.
Well, I didn't mean to sort of if I took things in a weird angry direction there for a second here, so I don't know if you want to try to.
No, you're
like it. That's what you bring to the show.
I'm kind of trying to bring myself down here a little bit. I don't know. Do you want? Was there anything specific that we wanted to do right now? Or we want to get maybe try to get a question, see if we can.
I have a couple good questions.
Yeah, we got some good questions.
And eventually, we're going to touch on who our mentors are.
Nah, we're not.
That might have
Rain Man's
happened.
just like, I've been thinking about it for 3 weeks.
We didn't talk about that thing that we discussed last time for 3 seconds.
I want to talk about someone who won't listen to this show.
So we got some shots at me here, so screw those people.
Yeah.
My anti-aging secrets.
Anti-aging secrets for Devin.
Yeah, he looks great for 62. So
You actually, the crazy part is that you don't look great if you were 60.
No,
you would look like an average 60-year-old.
So I get this quite a bit. Me and my partner Scott, my business partner Scott, we go to restaurants. We always do the age game. Who looks older? And he's Scott's going on 50 now, or 55. He's actually 42, I think, 41.
Scott's a year older.
43.
43.
Anyways, I always get told I'm mid to late 40s, early 40s. According to Anna,
45.
No, what did she say? I'm 50s.
Almost 50, she said, yeah.
Almost 50 yesterday, she told Tyler. Tyler asked her how old I was, and she said, well, he looks almost 50. I'm 35 years old. I'm not that damn old. I get the beard and the gray hair.
You're like strongman Gandalf, though.
The wrinkles, maybe.
Well, I said you're funny because you're like a hard living 35, and that would make you think like drinking and drugs, but it's not. It's just like
I've never even smoked marijuana in my day.
Working outside and stuff. Yeah. That's like the hard living that I'm talking about.
Who calls it marijuana? I've never even smoked it. That's how sad it is, you guys. So screw that question. Here's a good one though from Chuckery. What do you guys listen to when training? Podcasts, music, audiobooks. the gym banter, everything. That's a good one because there's people, and I was guilty of this for probably about 10 years of my lifting, 12 years. If I didn't have the right music playing at the right time, I couldn't hit a PR. If I even 90 percentiles, I couldn't hit it if I didn't have the right music.
Yeah.
So music is obviously a huge part of people getting motivated. I ended up switching. I was hitting PRs to Barbie Girl, Celine Dion. I just switched my music up completely so that it didn't have an effect for me when it came to competition. Competition, I used the right song. I could turn it on and I could hit PRs. That's just that's a thing I've always done. But what do you guys use? What do you find you listen to? What do you listen to in the gym?
I mean, when I'm training in my gym, it's just like gym hours, right? So I try to not put anything that's going to be too like unpalatable. Like I also kind of subscribe to the idea that I don't need to have like any specific thing playing. Yeah. Because it's like, how often is that going to be happening when you're lifting, I guess? I don't know. But the idea, like say like it's like audiobooks and shit, like definitely not that, because that would be like, you need, for me, I do want to have some level of focus on my training and what I'm doing. But I also, I would lean to like more towards what Devin's saying, where it's just like something in the background, just so there's not dead air.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care what it is that much. Like I'll play country or I'll play, rap music, like
you
just
play
like
country.
Yeah. Like older outlaw stuff. I like that a lot. And then I'll play, whatever. Like I said, like just like general gym music, because it doesn't really matter to me what's playing so much. It's more for whoever else is there.
Yeah.
I think that people are really victims of their own like rituals and shit, where it's like, gotta have this song, gotta get fucking amped up, gotta have my smelling salts for this volume
take
set.
30
you know
seconds
what I mean?
to set
like,
up my bench press and swing my arms this way. And
it's if you're strong, you can just do it, and it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm not a big anti.
But at the same time, it's like I like when I'm there by myself. Like I do want to have like, it's not amp up music maybe, but it's music that's just like, I like this and I want to hear this,
and it puts you in the mindset.
It makes me happy to hear it, and I like training it when I'm listening to it.
Yeah. I when as soon as I get ready to get under the bar.
You probably listen to Barry White.
No,
you were a country guy too. You always listen to country.
I'm a big country guy. When with Midtown, country was banned. Because
of you.
Because of
me. You would play it. This is actually, that's right. I don't mean to cut
you off.
This is funny because I remember one time I
don't even know where you're going with this.
I was because it was country playing, and there was never country playing there, right? So I think it was maybe like a Sunday afternoon or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is like, I walked over to you, I was like, oh yeah, this is weird music to be playing. And you're like, yeah, this is my don't talk to me music.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I just like walked away.
Yeah. It's, so with country, I kind of dial in, and this is going to sound, don't call anyone on me, but like sad country, I dial into pain. Like, I'm not even joking here. Like, you're smiling already, but, I kind of dial into pain, and it's kind of like self-harm.
Yeah.
Where I'm ready to get under the bar and do whatever it takes to get the rep, or not get it, but hurt myself trying to get it.
No, I'm laughing because my playlist that I play in the gym, so no one likes when I put my playlist on the gym, and I own the place, but I walk in, and the songs I play are mostly like slow bluegrass, folk, country, Americana songs that are mostly about suicide, killing people, and it's like, everyone's like, how do you listen to this bullshit all? That's why you're depressed, Devin. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just, you got to listen to the lyrics, guys. There's story. I don't like the rap. I'm not a rap guy. I mean, I do listen.
Really?
I like just, I like stories, man. I like, if you listen to like my buddy Richard Inman, so my best friend, to call him Chief, the stories they tell in these Americana songs, I can actually get behind it when I'm lifting. There's actually a story, there's a meaning behind the song. Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm just a depressed guy.
Big fat asses. You don't hear about that when you're lifting?
Wow. Not when I'm lifting. No, it's
but when
when you're wearing gray sweatpants and lifting.
when I get ready to go under the bar, it's almost like I black out. I don't hear anything. I don't hear coaching cues. I don't hear music. I don't see people watching me. The
politically correct term is white out in 2023.
So let's go.
I out. And I hear nothing. It's literally just this space where I'm in my own head, and I'm like, plant your feet,
the void,
feel the ground, spread your knees, elbows down, chest up, push through the bar, and I'm going through all that stuff in my head, where I could do it in the middle of a busy highway.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be aware of my surroundings, because the only thing that matters is the bar and it in my hands or on my back.
Yeah.
And the whole obnoxious head bobbing with headphones on, and then I rip them out and throw them 25 feet across the gym, and and you just make this big spectacle. You're like, get lost. You're like, this is for show.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I don't believe that fired you up to make your lift better.
Right.
You saw it somewhere and you wanted to emulate that and be like, I want to be like that guy. And that's the cool thing to me.
There's only one person that I can think of who does like that. They do a lot more than that. And I truly believe it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Who?
We're talking about pro level?
No. I'm talking about a guy that you know and used to go to your gym.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Reg.
Yeah, that's gnarly. Yeah, he's...
Reg is a guy where... do you remember him? He actually used to go to McDonald's a long time ago.
I know a different Reg than you guys.
You know this guy.
No.
He looked like the geeky, squeaky, like the squeaky voice.
He looked like he worked at
from
Abercrombie.
The Simpsons. Like, hey guys, that's what he.
But
was
you don't
like.
want you don't want your family around when he's lifting because
he's fucking nuts. He's nuts, and
it's fuck your family. I'm like, holy, like at first I'm like, oh, my kids are right there, man. Like, what do you mean fuck my family?
And like I said, he's for most people I'd be like, all right, that's a little much. And it is a lot, but for him it's like a legit thing. It's not like whatever. But I've kind of studied him while he's doing it, and because I used to think that he was swearing at the weights. And now I know that he's like swearing at himself. Like he's calling himself a fucking pussy and a bitch and all this stuff. And I thought it was the weights at first. So I'm learning more about him as I'm around him a little more. But
and the thing is, sorry if I cut you off, but be authentic.
Yeah. No, he does it every time.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care who's there. He doesn't give a shit. He does it and he drops the weight and then he puts his fucking Kent Clark glasses back up. Can always call him little Superman and hey guys.
He did it one time recently, and then I was like kind of like laughed across the gym, and he heard me laugh, and immediately he was like, "Oh fuck!" and like started laughing too. You know what I mean? Like he was just like, "Oh shit, yeah."
But it's authentic, and if that's who you are, I love that.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't do that, he doesn't get his lift.
Right.
He will miss his lift if he can't get in that amp sequence.
And if you have that switch, and I'll bring this to like another world of where I am now, and our producer Brett James has seen me do it when I have an audition and I have to get into I'm a SWAT guy for this audition, or I'm an FBI guy for this, or I'm a dad for this. I have to like take that moment and become that, and if that's who you are authentically as a lifter, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense.
But you can really, really see when it's a show.
Yeah.
And it's puke worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see a couple Instagram people locally and the antics they do, girls and guys, and it's 30 seconds to get onto the bench and all this shit and wiggle their feet 3 different ways, and they have to take back the squat. Everyone wiggles their feet 6 different times. Like, fuck, like you've lost your position. You should have your positioning when you stepped out of the damn rack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts. I talk to myself out loud. So it sucks to have headphones in because I don't realize it a lot, but I just tell myself one thing I always do anytime, unless it's the 1 rep max, but actually I don't hit 1 rep max in the gym very often. One thing I always yell to myself was every rep the same, and I just drill myself that. I have my setup, every rep the same, and I try to make, I try to make every rep I do look the exact same.
Yeah.
So if they're all wrong, they're all fucking wrong. Like if the first one's bad, they're all bad.
I think that's actually one of my favorite coaching cues, though.
Yeah.
Is that take squat. 135 pounds should look like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Or if you don't squat 600, 315 or whatever, wherever you are in your lifting career. But it should look the same.
Yeah.
And telling yourself out loud is such a good cue. But you're dialing in to be like, this is what I have to do. You're not like, oh, I'm Lil Wayne, 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot 9. You know what I mean? What does that do for you? You're like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. But it's like, and then it kind of boils down to the same shit that we've already all known for many years now, where it's lifting's become more about like a social media persona than it is about actually getting better or whatever. And like, I don't know, maybe it's like,
how many cameras you got in your gym doing videos?
The only person who records themselves is me and Thrones, I think.
I knew Thrones.
I meant for Instagram. Well, I guess Thrones is on,
but he posts his as a training vlog. So it's but like he's a guy where he's analyzing his videos and watching his videos, so it's not quite this, it's not like he's doing it for the social media aspect. But I guess the question you have to ask is like, is that bad? I don't know. Like it's getting people lifting, it's getting people in the gym doing stuff. It's getting more people paying money to go to more gyms and to try things.
And they are getting healthy. I get it.
Right. So it's like it's annoying to the quote unquote like old school aspect or whatever of it, obviously, but.
But if I walk in front of a chick videoing and she tells me, "Oh, you screwed up my video," I'm probably gonna smash her shit.
I mean,
like her phone.
Well, yeah.
Let's clarify that here.
I'll smash your shit, bitch.
I'm gonna
Tell him St. Malo sent you.
Oh shit! Yeah. We have one mirror in our gym,
and
for that reason, there's no
Right.
watch yourself videos. I don't give a shit about that.
I also have like a biased perspective on it because I don't deal with that in my gym at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
So
I've
if I
been
went
lucky.
somewhere where that was a problem, I could see myself being like, no, that's enough of this bullshit. But
Yeah.
I don't have to really deal with that ever. So there's no Zoomer,
lucky.
TikToker lifters in my gym. So
Does that mean you?
although if they want to sign up, I'll take their money. So it's all good.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no rule against them.
No.
We intentionally at Midtown Barbell didn't put up mirrors.
Right.
For that reason.
Because we
I did the
wanted to
exact same thing.
deter that type of crowd.
That's why I haven't put up mirrors in my gym. I have one by the squat rack. That is it.
And there's a place for them in fitness, but we didn't want them at ours.
Yeah.
I've had no use for them in my gym. There's one in the bathroom if you want to check your hair.
Yeah.
That's not me, but somebody else.
Or take pictures of your son flexing.
It's in the it's in the girls' bathroom. It's not in the guys' bathroom.
Yeah. No,
But it's not conducive.
Your washroom scared the shit out of me. You and Schmitz
the
are all
ones
6 foot 8 feet tall, and I'm sitting on the shitter, and dude just puts his chin on top of the door and stares at me. I'm like, what the?
My dad built the bathroom stalls, and like
For
they're
midgets?
they're like up to like my collarbone. So like,
Really?
when I walk in the door, the first thing I do is make eye contact with the guy taking a shit.
Yeah,
the
I'm
very
like-
first thing that happens.
I was sooner
And
shit in a
Sweat's even
parking
taller
lot.
than me. So
Yeah, I would sooner shit in his
US
parking lot.
bathroom,
Yeah.
gas station bathroom.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we stopped the toilet paper there now, so it's a little bit harder to see. And
Oh, when I went there, I'm like, I'm just gonna go shit in this parking lot. I feel more comfortable shitting behind a dumpster than I do in that. Yeah.
Feels like home.
Don't let that turn you. Iron Age is still a great place, but
Yeah.
that's the men's washroom.
that's the boys' bathroom, not the girl bathroom.
Yeah. Yes, it makes sense. Shit.
Did we answer the question? Was that?
Yeah, the music, what we listen
the
to.
music.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah,
do
okay.
podcasts. I haven't done I had a TV in my gym for a bit to do motivational videos we're playing, but that didn't work out as well. I thought I'd just run them on loop, maybe off of like, what's that Machiavelli motivation guy on YouTube?
Yeah, I play like World's Strongest Man, like
Yeah,
playlists and stuff on the TV in our gym. That's
Do you have a
pretty-
TV in your gym?
Yeah, but I always forget to turn it
I
on.
broke
Like,
one in
it's
the
always,
house. I
It's
took
always
mine.
just sitting in the background,
Yeah.
not being used properly.
I took mine back when I broke one in the house. So
I think TVs in a gym are such a nuisance.
Yeah.
When we had Pro A for a couple years, is just put this on. Can you put this on? And people were more concerned with, can you put BNN on? Can you put Sports Center on? And we're like, man, you came here to lift.
Yeah,
like
no
it's
doubt.
kind of just ambiance.
Yeah. Yeah.
now there is me saying I'd listen to certain music when I was in my old gym where I was training St. Pierre. They would run Light 96.7, the local radio station, which is absolute dog shit to listen to if you are trying to lift weights. I'm sure they have great information. Their Steinbeck station, great, but to lift to, and they would do 1 week cycles. You get 1 week at 96, 1 week at 92, 1 week at 103. So if you get stuck on the cycle of 96.7 and you're listening to talk radio,
just talk radio.
Well, no, it's songs, but it's like Celine Dion and Christina Aguilera, and it's like there's no way.
So
There's
two musical legends.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know what your problem is with that.
not culturized, I guess.
Show you a genie
Yeah.
in a bottle.
Yeah, so I guess there is a degree you do need some form of music, but that's what I do. I do work out better with headphones just because I like to talk.
See, I never wear headphones.
No,
It's so distracting.
They bought just the feeling of them in my ear bothers me. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, I never.
Oh, weird. You don't like things in your ear?
I don't know what you're getting at right now, but no. I'm not sure what that could possibly mean, but no.
I don't know what's going on there.
I headphones are always like and honestly, like, actually a weird thing was that one of my friends just told me that someone who doesn't go to my gym told him that there's a rule in my gym that you can't wear headphones.
Oh,
Which I didn't know that.
that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Hearing rumors about your facility
Yeah.
that you never knew.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I heard Tyler doesn't let people wear headphones in there, which I've never want. And first of all, I don't love people wearing headphones in the gym because I think that it's just like a safety issue, if nothing else. Sometimes,
Totally.
if you're lifting heavy or whatever, and also it's a pain in the ass if I'm trying to get your attention.
A
Like
place
fucking-
where there's lots of coaching.
right, just listen up.
I don't want to yell over your headphones.
So anyway, but that's not
I
a big.
love that point.
But at the same token, I don't give a fuck. Wear your headphones. Doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I've never told someone to take their headphones out, but someone told my buddy that it's against the rules in my gym.
That's when you know you made it. Is that people start rumors about your place.
Do you have any hidden rules in your gym? Are there rules touched on that? So some gyms have you got
Literally no
Planet
rules.
Fitness doing stupid
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, just anarchy in my gym. I think that the rules that we have are all pretty, like the pretty straightforward shit. Like
Put your weights back unless you're Reggie.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a do as I say and not as I do with a lot of the rules for myself because I don't put a lot of my stuff back. And
You're not great at that.
No, yeah, and but we try to keep things relatively simple. I don't want to complicate things with a bunch of fucking weird hard ass rules that people don't understand besides me. But at the same time, it's like I'm trying to think if we have any kind of strange ones. I don't think so, honestly. I think that they're all pretty straightforward. Like I'm trying to think if there's any weird ones at Midtown or McDole's that we sort of carried over. But
it wasn't clean your equipment.
No,
and don't be an asshole.
Like I saw some other gym in the city had they're kind of trying to like create this image for themselves as being like this hardline gym. So they were like, no tripods, no blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, like whatever, you're really cool, but it's like they're trying to create this old school hardcore image when it's like you're just not that. But I don't. That's just boring and annoying to me to tell people what to do in the gym if they don't need to be told. Like they're fucking adults. Just take care of yourself. Don't hurt yourself and don't hurt other people. I don't know.
We did have some other questions come in. We could answer another one.
Sure.
Pull this up.
Also, keep sending the questions in.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Actually, yeah.
We share them throughout the time between recording, and they're fantastic. They're great talking points, and if it helps you in any way, that's part of what this show is about.
I know we were going to touch on which we'll do this episode. I got sent in about a Pro-Am show in Manitoba. So there's one more question I want to get to, but I know there's one you asked if there's a Pro-Am happening in Manitoba. So when this episode airs, we'll have announced it already. But there will be a Pro-Am.
Who's that? Who's asking?
No, that was Brian actually from Morris. This is another one.
Oh, okay, okay.
But we are doing a Pro-Am.
We are doing a Pro-Am. Yeah, we're going to do one sanctioned through Strongman Corp. I think it's, aside from the Winkler ones that were like just kind of Wild West shows. Yeah. I think it'll be the first like sanctioned Pro-Am show to happen in Manitoba. Is that possible?
Yeah. Have we hosted a pro show in Manitoba? A legit pro sanctioned show? I haven't.
So
I don't.
And I think that Winkler was before the time of sanctioning and whatever. So it'll be the first one. I think. It's in Morris.
It's part of the Rumble in the Valley. Morris has Rumble Valley truck and tractor pull. They stepped up huge. Yeah. He was approaching me and actually, not that I blew him off, but at first I was like, I don't have any more time for shows. He's like, we really want you guys to put a show on our event. And like from what I hear, there's guys rolling into Morris with over $1 million rigs for this truck and tractor pull. So he's like, no, we want your show. Big tractors, big motors, big men. It all plays together. So they stepped up huge with a sponsorship. I talked to Tyler. And I'm like, hey man, they really want the show. And then we ended up deciding last week, let's turn it Pro-Am. Yeah. So it'll be the first Pro-Am show with track guys from the States up here. So all the guys around there, the amateurs around here that are talking all this shit like, I'm going to podium at this big show and I'm going to hang with the big dogs here and I'm going to go to... Now's your chance. There'll be a Pro-Am show in June 10th, I think is the day you'll find Rumble in the Valley. We'll post this week. So when this podcast comes out, we should have it posted. Yeah. Show up. If you think you're strong and you want to hang with the big dogs, you're doing it. And a bunch of the pros are coming up.
Jeffers is coming over. I know that much.
Yeah.
So there'll be a bunch of guys coming. Jeffers is like one of the best guys going
in Western Canada right now.
Where's he from?
Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's just Moose Jaw through and through. Like
he's
big fucking
competes with the dip in.
Yeah, he just looks exactly like that. He's gonna come over, and I'm sure that a few other guys will join too. The Western scene's really been, for the pro scene's been really hot this last little bit.
Yeah.
Jeffers took second at Westerns last year and stuff, so he'll be really entertaining to come watch.
Speaking of kind of Westerns, for years Saskatchewan was really strong. Mm-hmm. Are those? No,
they still are.
I'm out of the scene a little bit.
They still are. In Stallman,
is it the same guys?
No. But the top guys still out of the West still come out of Saskatchewan.
So Provic
and Alberta, I should say.
It's. I would say that it's much more spread than it ever was before. So
that's good.
Yes. So before BC was pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm. There's that one dude that always came down.
Scott Wallace?
Wallace, yeah.
So,
he was at the show at Teddy Bomb.
Dude, so he was BC. He moved to Alberta. Now he's he just competed. I follow him because I chatted with him occasionally. He actually just competed in powerlifting. He's battling like stage 4 cancer. He just did powerlifting and set PRs. He set national records for masters.
Good for him.
While battling stage 4 cancer. Yeah, it would have been because CPL show.
No, CPU is IPF.
Oh, CPU.
Okay, so I thought it was a CPL show. It was
that would be just not IPF.
He did phenomenal. Set national record. The guy literally is doing it. So he beat cancer the first time, and then he got a second round of it now in his. I'm going to get this wrong, so I'm not going to say, but it's not good, and he's been still gaining strength through it. So I give props to that guy.
I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the BC
Scott's
guys,
one of those. Sorry, Scott's one of those not wired properly guys like Reg.
Yeah. Yes.
Where you're like, you get a pass on that because you're not playing with a full deck.
Sean Hayes is a guy from BC right now. He's like he won.
Sorry, I forgot about him. Yes.
So he's the big dog right now. Like,
Yes.
He's a guy who will. If everything keeps going the way that it's going for him right now, he'll be making a splash on the international scene pretty soon, I think.
Cool, good.
So I don't know necessarily if he's going to be coming all the way over to Morris, but I hope he would consider it, and it's going to be really, really good. And
there's prize money. There's
and to what you said, like I'm certainly not going to sit here and single anybody out or whatever, but there are a lot of people in Manitoba who say they're going to do a lot of things in terms of strength sports and strongman and stuff, and this is the year to do it.
Yeah,
like, there's so much. You could. This is what, like, how many years will there be where you can do a full like strongman corp season from a regional qualifier all the way to nationals and not leave the province? That won't happen again for like 10 years.
And not drive more than 45 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like you can go to Vita or Tolstoy for a qualifier. You can go to Winnipeg for provincials, and you can go to Winnipeg for nationals. Yeah. That will not happen again for a long, long time.
And then there's the sanctioned show for Manitoba Strongest Men.
Right.
We have Manitoba Strongest Women. We have the
Pro-Am
show. We got the novice show.
The Magnus show.
We got Magnus show. We got Deadlift for Dreams, which is outside strong. We're doing the car deadlift for Dreams.
Magnus show in Gimli again, I assume.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody complained.
Such a fun show.
That was a really, really
what a crowd.
Yeah. Everybody complained. Not enough shows in Manitoba, and there wasn't for a couple of years.
We said, "Fuck you." We gave them way too many shows.
Yeah.
And that's
when people say not enough shows in Manitoba, they mean not enough shows exactly where I live in Winnipeg,
and that they can win. And
so I the one in Tolstoy, we have 7 people signed up right now, and that's the first qualifier. So I'm kind of pissed at people right now. Hopefully they hear us and sign up. But I did contact Alton Brandon. I sent some messages out on my Instagram feed too. Like, would it be any interest? Because everyone's like, well, they're always in Winnipeg or south of the city, because that's where I live, and I put them on there because the fairs support me out there. And I sent out some messages who would be up for one out in Brandon or up towards the north, and I got like 2 responses. People like, oh, we'd gladly compete if it's out here. I'm like, well, it's not enough for me to come out there and drive the 3 hours myself with all the fuel money to put on a show if I'm going to get 3 competitors. Yeah. Right. So I'm trying to build it in other places in Manitoba, but there's just not the interest yet. So hopefully maybe there does. But
this is just this is like, it's been a slow burn to get to where we're at right now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, where if you consider how, like, I won't say dead because it wasn't dead, but how on life support strongman was
in Manitoba.
In Manitoba specifically until 2022 or 2021 maybe. Like, it's to have the growth that we've had in this little bit of time is a lot. And I would love to have a northern show. I think that'd be really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Who wanted to do like a show in like, say, Dauphin or something, that would be fucking great.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot to ask from people to travel that kind of far distance. But
if guys are up there listening to our podcast, I'm telling you, if we could get 10 to 15 competitors who are willing to do it, I would like to see more than 10. I will haul the equipment up there and spend the weekend and put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you would jump in.
Sure.
Obviously. Yeah. Like I would gladly do that. To help grow the sport, get some more northern people involved, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
It's again, a lot of talk, no show.
Yeah.
And I think back, all 3 of us are in that group, driving to Brent Ham's place just to train, not even to compete.
Right.
Like you work a 10-hour day, then you drive to Altona, then you train for 3 hours, then you drive back. You're up at 5, you work at 6, you're done work at 6, you drive to Altona, you train till 10, and you're home at midnight or 1 to be back at work at 6 the next morning, just because you want to get better. Right. And people won't do that drive to compete on a weekend when you don't work.
Yeah. Well, back in 2011 or 12, me and Will Husarwich, you remember him?
I love Will.
I did the Fort Francis Pro Show, and I was, like I said in the last episode, me and Ben were battling for the bottom spot. Me and Will drove out there. We left at Dallas. Hogan was competing. Kyle Rayner was just coming up then and doing really well. Luke Scarrop was there. John Wade came. McDowell came. You guys all went out there. We drove out there.
I have a good Paul V story from the Fort Francis Pro Show.
So I didn't have a passport, so we had to go Canada side, which takes longer.
Yeah.
What is Fort Francis? 5-6 hours?
Fuck that, yeah.
We drove out there in the morning, competed all day, stayed out there late. We got back at 4 in the morning on caffeine pills, ephedrins, and whatever else we're doing. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I dropped Will off, and then I had to cruise back.
Readily available out there.
And that was the way it was back in the day, though. We were willing to do that. It was a 24-hour day. It was 22 hours, I think, from when we left when we got back.
Yeah,
a 22-hour day of competing, and I was broken, and but it was amazing. Still one of the highlights of my lifting.
We went out there, and I know McDowell was competing. I can't remember who else was. But like Kyle and Dallas.
That would have been the same show, yeah.
And Paul. And that was a show Dave Austin was at where I'm like, I'm not a strongman.
Okay, no, that wasn't the same
know
show.
what I mean?
Yeah, different year.
But there were strongman guys using gear for deadlift.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, Dave, you're the powerlifting guy. Like, help me with my gear, kind of thing. And I'm helping Paul tighten up his deadlift suit. And I wasn't competing, so the night before I just really tied one on. And that was like vodka and purple Powerade days.
Wow.
So I took years off my life, a little pickled, and I'm helping Paul with the straps on his deadlift suit, and he turns to me, he's like, "Are you drunk?" I'm like, "I might be from last." And he just goes, "You powerlifters, man." But that was one of those things where it's just a lot of guys cut from the same cloth back then, and serious enough about it where like I don't think I'm shit as far as powerlifting goes. You know, I did a little thing here, a little thing there, but just strongman guys that are like, well, powerlifters use this stuff all the time. So if this guy can give me a 10-pound edge or a 2-rep edge, I'm going to go ask this absolute stranger to help me. And it's relationships that you build and maintain for kind of a lifetime. You know what I mean? You look at like Ben Thompson and Kyle Rayner, guys that I only met through competing. You still send them a random message, just how you doing or whatever.
Tell them they're a pussy if they're doing something or whatever.
Yeah.
You
I
know
call
what
Ben
I mean?
a snake all the time.
And that's I think that's one of the most beautiful things about the sport. This is a totally different tangent, but I'll forget if I don't talk about it because too many concussions. But what?
Yeah.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah. But the Fort Francis show.
When the fuck do we get Trifle?
So fun. The Fort Francis show is the best strongman shows happen in small towns because it's the biggest event.
Well, I'm looking forward to on May 20th. So there's a pro show so that you're familiar with like the circuit.
Yeah.
So like JF circuit. So they're really trying to expand now, and they're doing Western shows now, and they're doing one in Alberta.
It's like strippers, but for strongmen.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
So I was invited to that one, and actually Dan from my gym got an invite as an amateur too to that one. And I just think about that. It's kind of the same deal where it's like, I mean, he's like a hardline guy who's it's gonna be a good competition for him and everything. He's gonna try really hard, but I'm really looking forward to just like going out there and just being somewhere different and just hanging out and just like being around people that we're not around all the time and watching them compete and learning from them and everything else too. And it's just it's unfortunately because and this it all goes back to the same thing where it's like this is not a hobby for me, whereas for most people it is just a hobby, right? But I love that aspect of it. I love spending that time and I don't care if it costs a little bit extra money to go travel somewhere, a little bit extra time. Like me and Deloli drove to Saskatoon last year. I did my last amateur show in Saskatoon, and Deloli the night before just decided to drive with me and compete.
It's the best.
The night before, he was just like I'm fucking bored. I'll come out there too and hang out with you because
Mr. Farmer carries himself.
Yeah. Like my
World record farmer carry,
world record.
Yeah.
My ride bailed on me the night before, and he was like, I'm just gonna come with you.
Yeah.
And like he didn't do how he wanted to do the competition, and then he just left. Was like, well, I didn't train. I wasn't. Why would I expect to do well? You know what I mean? But it was just like it was a fun thing where he didn't come in there with some ego where he's like, oh, I didn't do very well at all. It's like, but who gives a fuck? You came there to have fun and just hang out with me while I competed. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a guy with 2 kids, full-time job and everything, and that's just how much he cares about doing this kind of shit. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if this is patting myself on the back or whatever, but when I went to Worlds, go all the way out to Portugal, I go against everything I coach people to do, and I mess up my squat. And if you zero on your squat in powerlifting, you're just done for the day. Yeah. And I zeroed on my squat. But instantly the switch turned to I can help Jordan Hanna.
Yes.
Like I can be the best training partner now for Jordan Hanna because I don't have to worry about my bench or my deadlift.
Right.
And there's no like sit and feel sorry for yourself. You can do that after.
Right.
Yeah.
In the moment, you're like what Deloli did for you is just like, I'm going to be here for this guy.
Right.
And yeah, you had a shit day. Big deal. You can help one of your buddies be successful, and that's the equivalent of you being successful.
Yeah.
Because we're all in this together.
And like to the thing, like what I was saying with him is that like he just likes to compete. He likes strongman.
He's a different cat.
Yeah. So it wasn't like he showed up and was like, well, now I'm in a bad mood because I didn't do well. He's like, I got to compete and I like competing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a mindset change that like I'm trying to have for myself too, where it's like for the Magnus show last year, I didn't do as well as I wanted to do, and I was all bummed out. It was a 2-day show. After the first day, I was all pissy and in my own, like, to myself. You know what I mean? It wasn't like hitting Gian at home or anything, but like I was like pissed off.
Who does that?
And but then I thought about it and I was just like, man, I'm here competing in front of it was like 500 people probably. The second
Great
day,
crowd.
You know
It
what
was
I mean?
big.
And it
It
was
was
like
big.
Maybe probably more,
maybe more than
honestly.
that. Yeah, I don't want to say too big of a number, but I think it was a pretty big crowd there, and like it was beautiful, and Magnus for Magnuson is there, and it's like a big show that's important that people are paying attention to, and I'm like, what the fuck do I have to be upset about? You know what I mean? It's just like once you kind of change that perspective, it really makes the whole thing a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And
I like the way you had to clarify though. I did shit, but I didn't go and beat my wife.
exactly, yeah. So that's one win.
Yeah, I like
There's enough other reasons.
Yeah, I'm glad that we clarified that.
So we're in the home stretch. What we didn't do last time is we could probably stand to do some like plugs and shit for what we have coming up for competitions and whatever else, so people can get signed up for stuff.
Yeah, so I have them all listed, but I guess I haven't put up.
Let's say the next 3 competitions.
So the next 3. So we got the novice show at my gym, Training Grounds Gym in St.
That
Malo.
was the registration is closed for that one.
Yeah, registration is closed.
Come watch it if you want to
come watch it. Yeah, no entrance fee. Starts at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Athletes, you listen to this. You all should because you'll support us. Be there for sure by 10, no later than 10:30. So that's April 1st, May 27th in Tolstoy at LC's Bar, 11 a.m.
Oh shit! I've been telling everybody 1 o'clock.
It's on the poster, guys.
Okay, I will reach out to everybody that I spoke to make sure.
It's on the poster.
Yeah.
LC's Bar in Tolstoy. They just sold. Ben Hall Draga just bought LC's Bar this last year and redid it, and that place been closed for years. So they're really pumped to have us out. He stepped up, sponsored
In
us.
the bar or in the parking lot?
In the parking lot. He had the liquor
They're
commissioner.
going all out though.
He had the liquor commissioner this week to get it all so he can have liquor. So he's got pulled pork coming in and barbecue and meals and beer gardens and everything.
I'm just trying to think. The last time I saw a strongman competition inside a bar, Devin might have the best strongman story.
That could be the next episode. I think.
Yeah.
That's
listen next week for the Teddy Bob story.
Yeah, a lot of cops and lighting things on fire. That still follows me. So we got May 27th in Tolstoy.
Registration's open for that one. So please, guys, if you're considering the idea of this, like I said, this is a really rare opportunity to be able to ride out a whole season in Manitoba and not have to go anywhere and not have to travel, go all the way to nationals while competing purely in Manitoba.
And I'm putting on, I would say I am, but we're putting on good events. I'm picking good events like Hercules Hold, Car Squad. I'm adding in a lot of shit I'm trying to get Power Stars figured out because I have implements for it. Like I'm trying to make more of the events, more than just the average, hey, we're going to do yoke and log press. I want to make things exciting so people want to sign up.
Yeah.
So we got May 27th. And I guess the third one will be the Pro-Am, which doesn't pertain to a lot of guys in the province. But so I'll mention July 1st, we also have VITA, which is the second sanctioned regional show.
Let's say for that June one.
But
though.
yeah, the June 10th one is.
If you're feeling ballsy, if someone's like, hey, training's been going well, I think I'm ready for a challenge, the next step, whatever. There's a few guys that I would like to see signed up for that one.
Why don't you sign up and see how you stack up against a pro?
Yeah, man. It's like
Nationals this year. If
you get last place in a Pro-Am show, hey man, you beat everybody who wasn't in that Pro-Am show.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So June 10th, that's a big one. Rumble in the Valley. I'm excited for that one.
I'm very excited for that one too.
Everybody hopefully sticks around. They're supporting us with some big money. I'd hope everybody will support them and stick around after. Watch the tractor pull. I mean, nothing's better than horsepower and smell of fuel.
I have no idea what that is, but I will definitely hang out and watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. It is cool.
I literally can't
I grew up watching that shit. It is crazy.
I have no idea what that would be, but
yeah, it's phenomenal. So let's focus on those 3 shows right now. But that's what's coming up. And then one quick plug because we're all going to sign up for anyways. Deadlift for Dreams with Dream Factory. We just had a meeting about that this week.
Yep.
I'm hosting that in September
16th.
16th.
Yep.
So it is September 16th. Yeah, it's later this year.
Yeah, we bumped it back.
Yeah. So we're going to do a car deadlift and regular deadlift and
just the 2.
Yeah, just the 2.
Conventional deadlift and a car deadlift.
Yeah.
Truck deadlift.
Truck deadlift. Yeah.
And
I bet the Thrones does both.
Guaranteed.
I bet I'll do both.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a dealership on board. We just don't know which one.
If you
I have
start
some
with the max effort one and then move to the
car deadlift. You'll do both.
deadlift,
That's what we're doing.
I bet he would do both.
Yeah. And it's year 5 for Deadlifts and Dreams. The first 4 years we raised over $100,000, which is The lifters who raised the money, the people who donated the money, the sponsors who have been participating is that's an astonishing number.
Yeah.
And this year we're aiming to raise over 50,000 in 1 year. And
I want to see that hit.
The website's open. You can register now if you're a lifter. This year, for the first time ever, you can register as just a fundraiser.
Oh, nice. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So I should probably I just did announce it, but yeah, so you can register for it and just put yourself in as a fundraiser. You can raise money. You don't have to compete. I know some years in the past, some people were like, well, I don't want to lift, but I'm like, just put one or the other. So this year you have the option to just put yourself as a fundraiser.
Well, if you're a business listening to this, there's sponsorship opportunities available at $500 and $2,500.
Yeah.
If you want to get it, and if I'll tell you, if you sponsor Deadlift for Dreams, we'll gladly give you a plug on here, because we're big supporters of that charity.
We'll plug you on here, and it does get national coverage. It's it's kind of a one of a kind type of fundraiser. It's an incredibly fun day. It's for a great cause. Everything about it is just has just been fantastic for 4 years.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a chicken barbecue. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
After for everybody, it's gonna be
Excited
good.
about
It's
that.
gonna be good. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're almost
Yeah,
at time there. So
we'll shut it down.
Instagram stuff.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram at Strong and Petty. We got YouTube set up as well, and we should be an Apple in a week or two.
Soon, we'll say soon.
I shouldn't say soon. It's Apple's horrible.
Not soon. We will be there. Not
It'll
soon.
be as soon as we can.
We will be there when we're there. So
then-
give us a follow, give us a share. That's how we get followers. More followers is better for us. If you want to share it on your profile, we really appreciate it. Share it with your friend, share it with your grandma. I don't give a shit who you share it with, just share it.
Yeah, steal your partner's phone and follow us.
Yeah, 100%.
You're checking it when they sleep anyways. Just follow our podcast.
It's not hard yet.
So then we got at Beakley Mobile,
Yep,
at Training Grounds Gym,
yep.
at Iron Age Strength,
At Manitoba Strongman.
at Manitoba Strongman,
Yeah,
at
which-
Strong and Petty.
Yep.
Up your ass.